Have you ever been driving smoothly, cruising along just fine, but the moment you slow down for a speed bump or stop at a red light, the car suddenly cuts out and dies? Or maybe you have noticed your RPM needle isn't stable, it keeps dancing up and down, and the car is shaking while you're standing still. This problem drives a lot of people crazy, and everyone has a different theory about it. But usually, the main suspect is a tiny part mounted on the throttle body called the idle air control valve. Now, keep in mind that the idle valve isn't just one type, it depends on your throttle body design. There's the stepper motor, which moves step by step to adjust airflow with high precision. Then there's the rotary idle valve, which spins to open and close the airway. And in newer cars, you won't find a separate idle valve, because the idle is controlled entirely by the main electronic throttle body. But despite the difference in shape or design, the function is exactly the same. To understand the failure, we first need to understand how it works. Idle refers to the engine running while you are not pressing the gas pedal. In this state, the main throttle butterfly is completely closed. So how does the engine breathe and stay alive? That's where the idle valve comes in. It's basically a small back door that opens a side path to let a specific amount of air into the engine, just enough to keep it running without stalling. The car's computer controls this opening with extreme precision. So what happens when this sensor fails or gets clogged? The most common sign is the car dying the moment you take your foot off the gas. Because the valve is stuck closed, the bypass is blocked, and the engine chokes for air and shuts off immediately. This is even more noticeable when the AC is on because of the extra load. The second sign is the crazy RPM. You'll see the needle hunting, jumping to 1500 and dropping to 500 repeatedly. This happens because the valve is glitching and can't hold a steady position. The third sign is a high idle. The car sounds loud while parked, and the RPM hangs above 1500 even without touching the pedal. This means the valve is stuck open, letting in too much air. The computer compensates by dumping in more fuel, so you're wasting gas while standing still. And let's not forget the final symptom, which appears in many cars as a check engine light. If you scan it, you'll see famous codes like P0505 or P0506 for low idle and P0507 for high idle. These codes confirm the computer has detected a fault in the idle control system. Want to test it yourself? It's simple. Start the car and let it idle. Unplug the connector to the sensor. If the engine sound or RPM changes, the valve is likely working but might just need a reset. But if there's no difference at all, the valve is likely stuck or dead. Here's the good news. 90% of idle valve problems are simple and cheap to fix. The issue is usually that the valve gets exposed to oil vapors and carbon buildup. Over time, a black sticky sludge forms, causing it to seize up. So before you go and spend a lot of money on a new one, take it off and clean it thoroughly with carburetor cleaner or injection cleaner. Clean the housing port in the throttle body as well. Reinstall it, do an idle relearn or reset the computer, and the car will likely run like new. However, if it's still acting up after cleaning, the internal electric motor has likely failed, and it must be replaced. In the end, the idle valve is the unsung hero that keeps your car calm and steady at traffic lights. Cleaning it every 20 or 30,000 kilometers will save you from many embarrassing situations in the middle of the road. If you found this information helpful, kindly subscribe to the Automar channel. Drive safe.